Welcome to the 200th episode.
Welcome to the JesseAF show. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to my daily podcast.
Hey everybody, my name is Jesse Grossbohlin and welcome to the JesseAF show. Today is Thursday, August 29th, 2019, episode 200 of my daily podcast. Yeah, that's right, daily. That means every single day I'll be posting a new episode, so please check tomorrow for my next episode. I'm on Google Play Music, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and YouTube. So please, if you have any of those platforms, please consider subscribing. That way you get notifications for whenever I post a new episode. It's episode 200. And it's been a long time coming. 200 days. I mean, literally 200 days I've been doing this podcast, and it feels really, really great. I've been practicing patience, because yeah, sure, I'm not getting like all the views in the world for every single episode. I've gotten the most like 60 something episode or 60 some views, and that was once, and literally every single day ever since it's only been like 7 views, maybe 6 views, maybe 1 view. So it's like, whatever, like, I don't care if I don't get any views, or if I do get views. It's not really about the views, it's more about my life and my experiences and me going through everything, me experiencing things and telling you about how they're going in my life, like my business, like school bus driving, like photography, like my stories, anything. So, I mean, this podcast is more about self-fulfillment instead of anything else. Instead of trying to find a niche community and trying to serve that niche community and really trying to, get more people interested in what I do. It's not really about that at all. What the podcast is about is being myself, talking about my life. It's a journal. It's a journal entry every single day that I will be doing for the rest of my life. And that's the goal of this. This is the only goal that I have for this podcast. And I mean, sure, it's good to include people. It's good to try and open up my podcast a little bit more. I'm talking about my business. I'm going to be interviewing my brother very soon for the podcast, which is going to be really awesome. But if anything, this podcast is more just about journal entries. It's a journal. It's a visual journal. It's an audio journal. I mean, remember I explained what the AF means? It's audio files. Audio files. Jesse's audio files, whatever. It's nothing more than that. I mean, it really isn't. I only meant for it to be audio files, and then it became video too. So it's like, should I do VF? Nah, not really. I think AF is fine for video and audio. It's whatever, but I think this podcast has been a lot of fun, and we're at 200 episodes so far. We're getting close to 300 episodes, of course, and 365 is a year. So, I mean, we're pretty much there already. I mean, it's been a long time coming, and I'm really excited about where it's going to go in the future and all the different things I'm going to do in the future and what I'm going to talk to you guys about every single day. What it's going to be like to watch myself grow up in the podcast and be able to visualize myself growing up in my daily life and being able to see how I mature, how I got more productive with my life, how I started experiencing more things, and what pushed me to experience more things, what pushed me to grow my life more, to try new things. I don't know. I mean, like, for instance, the business is a really interesting thing to be able to look at. I'm starting this podcast before I started the business, which means that I get to see what I was like before I started the business and what I'm like as I started the business and after I started the business and after it's been started for maybe a year or a week or a month or whatever. I mean, I'll be able to see all the progress that I've made personally, and you'll be able to see that too. I mean, you'll be able to see maybe how a business can affect your life, how tough it can be to have a business, some of the struggles you might face as a business owner, stories. I mean, I have the stories blog, and the stories blog is for me to open up about different ideas that I have and just talk about them. That's life, right? It's all about experiences. This podcast is all about my experiences, my life, my journey. And no, I'm not trying to be self-absorbed and talk about myself all the time, because that's not who I am. But what I am trying to do is I'm trying to get outside the box. I'm trying to explore my boundaries. I'm trying to figure out who I am, really. I'm trying to figure out what I can do with my life and how far I can go in my life and all the different boundaries that I can cross and the doors that I can open. And I'm interested in seeing how those doors open and how they close and when they close. I could be doing this blog for the rest of my life, the story blog. I could be doing that for the rest of my life too, but I could also end up creating actual books, or I could just stop doing it one day. Life is always about experiences and trying new things and looking at new doors and trying to figure out if I should open those doors. It's a lot of fun. It's a very interesting journey, and I'm really excited about where it's been going already. And I enjoy being able to have an audience for that journey. I love being able to have people keep me on track. It's like, hey, why aren't you posting anymore? Well, because this happened, or that happened, or this got really tough on me. Whatever. But I'm not going to probably stop posting at all. I'm probably going to just post later in the day, maybe, as my days get more and more stressful, as I get more and more busy, I should say, if anything. If I get depressed at all, I'll talk about it. And it's really important to be able to open up and be clear and transparent with how my life is going, with how tough things are getting, or how much easier life is getting for me. This podcast is all about my experience. I'm really interested in the science of psychology and how the human mind can develop, and how really change happens in life. And if anything, this is an experiment for me. This is a study for me, of me. This is my own study of me, and that's basically what my podcast is. I'm studying myself. I'm running these studies on myself, and I'm really making it more of a science experiment than anything. I'm seeing how what I'm doing will affect my viewership. Seeing how my demeanor is going to affect the viewership. How if I'm crazy and I'm energetic, if that's going to affect the viewership or not. Life is all about experiences, right? And it's all about trying new things. And I'm really interested in trying all these different things. And I'm interested in letting you guys in on all this different stuff that I'm trying out. And if anything, 200 episodes in, I've grown a lot. I've found out a lot about myself. I've grown so much so far, and I've gotten into different things, and I'm really excited about all the things I've tried. I'm excited about all the things I will be trying in the future. I mean, as we go on, I'll be trying to do some cooking YouTube videos. Why not? Because I think cooking is a lot of fun, and I think it would be really cool to be able to do that. So yeah, I think I'm going to end this podcast episode here. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's episode. I know I did. I hope to see you guys tomorrow, and I hope you have a really great day. And please tell me if you're really interested in this podcast, if this podcast is stupid to you, if it's weird to you to be able to see me every single day talk about my life. Tell me what your favorite thing is that I post every single day on podcast or blog or vlog or whatever it is. I would really love to be able to hear from you guys what you like most about my podcast, what you'd like to see from me in the future, and whether or not you want me to continue this podcast or not, or if you even enjoy this podcast. Have a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow.